Welcome to our bonus episode with Amy Jackson, our 1-3 advisor type. She has no idea what that means. I just pulled her chart. This is going in totally blind, but it makes sense why you are the person that someone wants to hire when they want PR. Because the 1-3 profile is the one line is designed to create something new in the world and birth new things, and attracting attention is a big part of that. And the third line, the unconscious side, is the third line is a tinker. It's trial and error, right? You know all about a good A/B testing,
Oh yeah.
and when you tune into the main episode, you'll hear her talk about getting the right questions for journalists and like tinkering with the right words, and that really shows up in your profile as being someone here to eventually you'll be on a stage like this one telling everybody how to do the things that you do. So you're very aligned, and I find that after the age of 42 for women, well, for everybody, not just women, but we start to move into our future, and so you're really starting to get into your groove of where you're meant to be. Makes sense why your company came along when it did. Same for me. It was
Yeah.
like we're about the same age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, in your chart, it's what struck me the most is so there's 9 centers. So think of your chakras, but there's 9 instead of 7, and you have only 3 defined. So you take in so much energy from other people.
hmm
You can get done in an hour what everybody else takes 4 hours to do, but when your battery is done, it's done. It has to be plugged back in.
Yeah.
But that all of those open centers, openness is just wisdom.
Mm.
You really can, like, you swim in people's thoughts, and you're very mentally flexible, and your throat is open. Mine is as well, and that's only 28% of the population. So when you walk into a room, you attract attention because your energy, it feels different.
Cool.
And it also means that you can just adjust your voice to whatever it needs to be adjusted to. Like if you move somewhere, you typically will pick up the accent because you're like whoever you're around is who you'll start to kind of sound like. And you, like myself, you have the voice of leadership as one of your defaults. It's actually what your purpose in relationships is. For me, it's my driving force. So both of us unconscious. And this is really about influencing leaders. It's not about actually wanting to be on the stage necessarily, but you're very good at influencing them. We're both a 31.3. So you have a way with words. You understand that words manipulate, and we're just looking for the right words to do the right things. So you are the PR expert. I would hire you based on your chart. It's interesting. Josie I had on, I did her chart as well, and she has a marketing agency, and she was also very well designed. I'm surprised that you don't have a 4 line though. You're really like you're meant to bump into, I guess all those strangers that you bumped into in your career became your network, right?
Yeah.
Because you do bump into opportunities. Anytime you're
hmm
feeling stagnant, just go out in the wild and you'll bump into something new.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That happens a lot.
Yeah, travel's good in that sense. The third line in your public, it's called a public rule. There's 12 public rules, and the third line, it's a bonds made, bonds broken, bonds made again. It's like you need to just like come out and break up with your city, and then come back in. And if it'll either come back stronger than ever and feel good, or it'll come back and it's like I don't know if this is right for me. Is this a
Okay.
good way for you to sort of think about even a partner? Like I live with a person with a third line, and when I met him, he traveled once a week, or once a month for a week to Chicago, and then COVID hit. But it was nice because it was coming out and coming back. It's like you need a
Mhm.
little bit of that separation.
Yeah, I definitely relate to that.
Yeah, you're the most introverted of the profiles, which is just about your genius. Like your genius comes out when you're alone.
hmm
But your advisor energy is meant to guide everybody and where to put their efforts, which is really what you're talking about in PR.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, my favorite place to get ideas is when I'm in the shower.
Yes, you know that. And you also have, like, in addition to leadership, out of your voice comes oversight. So like you're there to use the right language to influence leaders, and you're also able to provide oversight. So people tell you their secrets.
Yeah, that's true.
I have the other half of that energy, which is really the one that pulls secrets out. And it's the one of accounting. So like you have the oversight that you bring,
Okay.
and I bring some of the discernment. Um, Also, do animals really like you? Do
Yeah,
you like?
I do. When I was like when I was younger, I would notice like I could like charm, like cats are very selective, right? But cats always liked me. And I also realized at one point I wanted to be a marine biologist when I was younger.
Mm. Yeah, so your emotional center, so 50% of people are defined, 50% are not, maybe 45, 55, whatever, but and you're in the part of the population that's emotionally defined. And so yours is about sensitivity.
Hmm.
And that's why the animals are so drawn to you. That's why nature is so important to you when you talked about in our main episode. And it's the gift of sensitivity and revolution. You are here for a revolution, which is what you're doing in your PR agency is you're revolutionizing the amount of publicity that people are getting. And it's an all of it's an unconscious energy. So you're just gonna live that life, whether you're aware of it or not. And it sounds like you are aware. And it's beautiful where it lands for you in regards to what you do. Your core talent is it's the creating something new, which is PR,
Hmm.
and it's revolution. That's your core talent, and that energy also shows up elsewhere in your chart. It's what you're here to communicate in this lifetime.
Cool. Yeah, sounds pretty spot on.
Yeah, you're very resourceful as well. And so you have that energy, that emotional energy that's experiential. Like there's no logic in emotion. So marine biologists, right? Like you were feeling into the animals. The other part of you, you're an intuitive, is how you're meant to make decisions, or an emotional intuitive, because you have to kind of feel into decisions, right?
Yeah.
Which makes sense when you talked about like some clients working out and some and recognizing a pattern. I have this unique energy where like you'll meet me once and you'll just know it's probably not for you. If it's not for you, I'm gonna never have to see you again. It's great. It happens like 1 in 20 times. And in the beginning, I was always like, what am I doing wrong? And I'm like, nah, I'm working perfectly.
Let it happen. Yeah.
For you, you'll have to feel it. And now that you have more of that, it kind of informs you. Like if you're super excited about something, like you kind of know
Mhm.
you need to sleep on that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've started like sharing with close friends my excitement when I'm feeling it because I know there's a reason why I like can't like stop talking about a certain brand or
Mm.
client. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just your emotions are meant to inform you of where you are in your decision-making process. So when you're super excited, you just don't buy. When you're super low or kind of neutral, like you just really you want to feel all the feels before you
Yeah.
feel if it's right for you.
Yeah.
And then the other half of you that's intuitive is very ambitious. No wonder I kept asking you so many questions about like where you want to take the company.
Hmm.
It's even funny today. I was writing an article on how I am accomplished, not ambitious, because someone told me I was really ambitious, and I'm like, am I? And I literally sat back, and I'm like, and as I thought, I'm like, I've accomplished a lot, but I don't really feel like, does it feel ambitious to want to work 30 hours a week and make $1 million? Maybe that does feel ambitious. I mean,
I think that's a great ambition. Sign me up.
because I think of ambition as like working hard and climbing the ladder. And what I see in what you kind of talked about in our main episode really is ambition can look like being a mom and spending your summer being a mom and like feeling into what's the next thing that's coming. This is why you probably talk so much about timing as well, is you're so sensitive. Like
Mhm.
the difference between a revolution and like destruction is the right timing, and you're really looking at feeling into that. It's a great example for people on like what it looks like to trust that
Mhm.
the timing is more important than what you're feeling.
Yes. Yeah, I think about that a lot, even in like the day to day. If you don't feel ready to respond to somebody on something that doesn't feel settled, just wait and then you'll feel the right timing. Or at least it works for me to like wait till I feel ready to
Mhm.
respond.
Yeah. The other half that are not emotional, like we'll know in the moment when to respond. Um, but we only know moment to moment. So whatever feels correct in that moment might feel differently in an hour, which is why we'll
Yeah.
say yes to something. And then an hour later, we're like, why did we just say that? Like we're like in a fog almost of saying it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And so intuitively, you're really looking at it can be a fear of failure if you're not careful, but you're really looking at like what needs to be preserved. So if we're going to have a revolution, what has to still be there in
Mhm.
order? And that's the relationships that you really speak to in our main episode of if you want to be in PR, you need those relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm. Last thing I'll share that I think is so cool is your creativity is the 14.6, and the 14 is about attracting all the resources you need to scale something. And
Nice.
that's like people noticed about you really early on that you were great at PR, that you just have this ability to attract. And like that's really what PR is supposed to bring, is it's supposed to bring you resources that you didn't have
Mhm.
before.
Yeah,
And
you're
that's
right.
your creativity. And it's a six line, and six line is synchronicity. And so this is why you just know in your bones
Yeah.
that timing is everything, because you can't attract the right resources if you don't nail the synchronistic timing of landing in an inbox with the right subject line at the right moment.
Yeah. Wow. That was incredible. Like so much truth was just shared with me. Thank you.
Do you have a business partner, or is it just you?
It's just me.
Yeah, you're designed to build to you're an entrepreneur and you're fully resourced. You're designed to be on your own. And you're fifth line money. You're meant to have quite a bit of it. So you might want to think about your vision of what you're doing with that money. I know you talked
Yeah.
about volunteering and
Yeah.
giving back,
Yeah.
because that is my husband has a fifth line money. I have a six line money. Six lines are like, can we just barter again? Like we're like looking to a future with, without it, and meant to, but you are meant to have it so that you can redistribute it down the ranks, whether it's a network, it's a unit, it's a partnership, or it's an individual that wants to start a company. That's
Yeah.
really, yeah, very cool. Super awesome to meet a female founder who's so aligned. And it's not, you didn't look for a playbook. You got inspired by others,
Mhm.
which is really like your pro public role when it's at its best. You'll go to an expert for inspiration, but you'll never go to an expert to get a manual.
Mhm.
You have
True.
to create something brand new. It's got to be your own.
Yeah. That is so accurate.
So cool. Well,
Wow.
you're phenomenal. I have some women I offline I want to
Thanks.
message you around that kind of fit the mission and what you're supporting. And well, timing. I guess I should ask you, like, how do we synchronistically get together today?
Oh, right. Yeah. Like I also want to know like what kind of women or other, individuals you want to attract because that's helpful for me to keep an eye out too.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have similar environments. You're dry kitchen, I'm wet kitchen. No wonder you're in Texas and I'm in Knoxville. Because you need to be, kitchens are like where things are being crafted. And in Austin, like things are being crafted. And
Yeah.
Knoxville is working on that, and where we can probably collaborate a little bit as I'm building an ecosystem in the Southeast to
Hmm.
connect two
Yeah.
hubs, like because I came from New York, and then coach a ton in San Fran. Austin is another one in Chicago. Like those to me
Yeah.
are some of the larger hubs that the Southeast can corridor, like Raleigh and Tampa Bay and Chattanooga, Nashville, like places that are trying to really build up their tech and startup culture
Yeah.
as we benefit.
Yeah.
So it's so great. If you are still listening, make sure you tune into our main episode. You're going to want to hear a lot more about the PR work, some of the questions that we ask as well. It's a great informative episode if you are a female founder. Make sure you tune in.